Hi everybody, Suzanne Lyons here, and welcome back. This is tip number 10. Can't believe it's gone that fast. The time of summer has gone by so fast. Tip number 10 on our 10 tip series on how do we deal with stress in the entertainment industry. And like I said before, or any industry, any walk of life, any point in life, any time in life, whatever. And I want to also thank, before I even go on, Joan Pastor, Carolyn Berry, and Barbara Doust, our wonderful guests who've come and joined us, and they did 2 tips each actually this time around, and their advice was invaluable and really wonderful. So I just want to thank them for their wise words of wisdom, and hopefully you, like I am, taking this on, everything they said, and putting it into practice on a daily basis in my life anyways, and hopefully you are doing the same. For tip number 10, for the last one, I just wanted to share with you one of the exercises that my stress expert did with me back in the 80s when I was going through a lot of stress at that time and knew that I really truly needed to handle it. And anytime I come across the road, you know, that big boulder in the road in life, I never try to ignore it. I really do want to handle and tackle every challenge I come against in life, and that was a big one for me, you know, dealing with that stress, and I wanted to master that. I did not want stress controlling my life for me. I really wanted to get a handle on that and learn these tools and techniques, and I have to say my doctor was amazing. He was brilliant, and one of the exercises was this. He had me keep a daily list of events that actually caused me anxiety. So I would write down that list, and then beside it I had a parallel list of what could happen. What's the worst that could happen? Okay, so here's the list of the descriptions of the items that were causing me anxiety, and then beside it the parallel list of, you know, should this continue to happen, what's the worst that would happen? What is the worst that would happen? If this, you know, whatever was causing me the upset or the anxiety, if that didn't, you know, if that was to continue, what's the worst that would happen? And every single time I was amazed, and so will you be when you do this exercise, and relieved to know that even the worst case possible scenario was something that I could handle and never life-threatening. Not ever. And it was always something I could handle. So it was fascinating to do that exercise, because so many times we let whatever that anxiety is and that stress build and build and build and build and build, when if we just stop it and say, okay, if that were to happen, what's the worst that could happen? And it's never life-threatening. It's always something that we can handle and take on. So give it a try. It is a magnificent and wonderful exercise. So that's kind of my little tip. The other thing for today, for tip number 10. The other thing I do want to mention, though, is at the time he did give me a couple of books that I think saved my life, actually. I'm not kidding. That's how valuable these 2 books were for me. And I know there's a lot of books out there, and I advise you to go and look at some books on stress, especially if you know you're dealing with stress right now. Certainly go online nowadays. Everything's online. And get some articles on stress. Do the research. It's always invaluable. But here's 2 of the books to save you a little time, if you want, that I found were wonderful. And that was Dr. David Burns' book called Feeling Good, The New Mood Therapy. Really excellent book, and that's still in print. It's still out there. I think they put a new one out actually recently. I think he and his wife actually did. I'm not sure, but anyways, check that out. Another one was Dr. Albert Ellis's Rational Emotive Therapy, Self-Help Techniques. Dr. Albert Ellis, ELLIS, Rational Emotive Therapy, Self-Help Techniques. This one was incredible. This goes back to the 80s, but I swear to you, this saved my life, and I recommend both of those books. So that's it for this time. Once again, though, do go and do your research and see what works for you, obviously. And if you are at that stage where you feel you are undergoing more stress than you can handle, if you've let it go, if it's gone too far, for example, then please do talk to your doctor about setting you up with a stress expert or a psychologist whose expertise in the stress area. It does make a big difference. It really does make a big difference. So don't let it go as far as I did. You know, mine really was life-threatening at the time because I had let it go, like I said, to stage 4. and I was having so many physiological symptoms, they were taking over my life. So don't do what I did. Handle it now. If you notice any stress, if physiological symptoms that are coming, that you're having that are stress related, get it handled now. Get a handle on this. Use the tips and techniques and suggestions and advice that our wonderful guests have given you and that I've given you over these last 10 sessions, and start putting that into practice and start reducing that stress to the point where you really can get a handle on it. Okay, I'm not saying that stress will ever go away. Of course, we're going to have it probably on a daily basis, but you want to be having it, not it having you, so that you can get a handle on it and you can control it. That's it. All right, guys, I thank you once again for joining me for this 10-tip series, and I look forward to seeing you next time when I start my next series. So that's it. All right, Suzanne Lyons here, signing off.